Welcome everybody, this is Christian from Sterling Knight Gamers, and there's a new announcement on Fantasy Flight Games. Star Wars Armada Wave 6 has been announced, and it is going to have the Hammerhead corvettes featured in Star Wars Rebels as well as Rogue One. And the Imperial Light Carrier expansion pack also recanonized in Star Wars Rebels, but has been in other programs as well. There's some really interesting additions to both of these expansions in Wave 6 that I'm excited to see. One that I'm really surprised is they're actually including two Hammerheads rather than just one like they've done with most of these other packs. So that's an interesting development. Hopefully, it doesn't cost twice as much as a blockade runner, and will probably be maybe like $30 or $40 rather than 20 of like the smaller ones. But it's interesting that they're just going ahead and going to give you two models for it. So the Imperial Carrier comes with an interesting feature. It's a squadron value of 4, which is amazing for a vessel of its size. Doesn't pack a huge amount of punch. Just 2 red die and a blue die in the front, which is of course its main arc, and the other version seems to have 3 blue die. But that's not really all that surprising. Something that is really cool about it is both boarding troopers in this one, and then in the Hammerhead expansion, boarding engineers. So boarding troopers is when you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron command dial or token with this card to choose one enemy ship at close range. Choose and spend a number of defense tokens up to your squadron value, which is amazing since this vessel has a squadron value of 4. That means it could potentially flip over all 4 for any other vessel. And of course, as they talk later on in the description, the new Admiral Sloan, who is mentioned in the Aftermath series, has an interesting ability of when a friendly squadron without rogue is attacking, it may spend 1 die with a accuracy to choose and spend one of the defender's defense tokens. While a ship is attacking, it may also reroll 1 die with a critical icon. This is really interesting if you have like a whole wave of TIE fighters and TIE interceptors and stuff like that, things that are not rogue, that roll those blue dice. Those accuracies will actually be able to really mess up a ship's defense tokens. And if you have enough, you can actually spend it twice and make them exhausted, especially with you have the boarding party. So it's a really terrifying synergy that could happen there, and it's really going to make not bringing squadrons that much more dangerous, because if you're not tying up those squadrons so that they can't attack your ship, even if they were just weakling TIE fighters that you really wouldn't even risk that much damage, if they can spend your defense tokens, that's really scary. So the Hammerhead Corvette expansion looks really cool. There's going to be 2 of them that come in the box, and it's actually going to come with 4 different versions of the vessel rather than the 2 that we're accustomed to, which is particularly interesting. The 2 that they show in the picture has a red, blue, and black front arc, and then the other one has 2 reds and a blue. So not all that undifferent from a CR90's frontal attack situation, but the front shields seem to be 2 and all the other shields are at 1, so a little bit weaker than a CR90, and it only has 1 die on the other arc. So obviously the front arc is its primary arc. There's going to be a new Admiral, Leia Organa, which is nice to see another version of her, because the officer one isn't particularly useful. And some of the other upgrades are a little bit harder to read, as well as there's going to be 4 different titles, which is definitely very exciting. So another upgrade that is cheap and may have me start liking discards again is external racks. While attacking at close range, you may discard this card and add 2 black die to your attack pool. That's pretty cool. It's only 3 points. I think I would probably still do Ordnance Experts for ones that have bulk of their dice being black, but you know, if you have 3 points, maybe go ahead and tack it on. something that you normally wouldn't have. And then this first title that come in this pack is pretty interesting. Garland's Honor. When you overlap an enemy ship, the enemy ship suffers a face-up damage instead of a face-down damage card. So yeah, these hammerheads are going to be doing exactly what we saw in Rogue One, and they're going to be ramming some ships and doing some serious damage. Another card that I'm really excited about to see is Boarding Engineers. While you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token and discard to choose one enemy ship at close range. Look at its face down damage cards and flip up a number equal to your engineering value one at a time. It's only 2 points. It takes 2 slots, but that is a really interesting 2 points, and it would really make someone think twice about coming in close range of you. This is actually going to be a great counter strategy to the Demolisher, where if you have a vessel for 2 points, you can go ahead and throw this on and just keep a squadron token from the very beginning. Just have that be your first or second command. And just when anything gets close, you can go ahead and do this, or you can do the boarding parties and just really intimidate them. Especially if you have other vessels that can put a little bit of damage on it first. The fear that you could just flip all those over to face up and they don't know what they are is just a great power. So it's definitely really interesting. I'm really looking forward to playing with this. I wish I could try to guess of what Leia Organa's card is, but this is really hard to read. So that's all. Of course, as more details come out, I'll go ahead and do another video, but I think this is really interesting. What do you guys think of it? And may the force be with you. Bye.